Allen Iverson was a 6'0" scoring tornado who won an MVP averaging 31 a game, fearless against giants. But he did it on low efficiency in a slow, physical era. So I ran him through the model, super advanced data, to settle the great debate. Would the modern game unlock him or expose him? How good would AI be in this era? Let's run it. Here's how the model works. We strip the era out of his numbers, convert to per possession, measure his dominance versus his peers, then adjust for pace, rules, and competition before modernizing his shot profile. Add the advanced impact and athletic data, and out comes a projected modern line. Every number is verified. Let's start with the real numbers. This is Game is Culture. Quick thing before we run it. If you like basketball history rebuilt with real data, subscribe. It's free and it helps a ton. Now, the real numbers. Step 1. The real numbers. In his 2001 MVP season, Iverson led the league at 31 points a game, with nearly 5 assists and 2.5 steals, carrying a team to the finals almost by himself. But look at the true shooting, just under 52%. Modest for that kind of volume. Elite scoring and toughness, real efficiency questions. That's our starting point. And here's the tension the model has to weigh. Almost everything about the modern game, the pace, the rules, the spacing, helps a tiny, lightning-quick scorer. But almost everything about modern defense, the size, the switching, the analytics, targets exactly his weaknesses. Iverson is the rare case pulled hard in both directions. Step 2. Strip out the era. First, pace, and it helps him. Iverson's early 2000s played slow, around 91 possessions a game versus today's 99. So unlike the run-and-gun legends, he actually gains possessions moving forward, more chances to score. Pace nudges his scoring up before we touch anything else, a rare tailwind for an older player. Now the shot diet. Iverson lived at the rim and in the mid-range, attacking off the dribble, with only a modest dose of threes. Some of those mid-range pull-ups become threes in a modern offense, a small efficiency gain. But his real issue wasn't location. It was the sheer difficulty and volume of his shots. Often contested, often the only option on a weak roster. Step 3. How dominant really? Map his game and it's spiky. Off the charts quickness, elite rim pressure for his size, huge scoring volume, and a dazzling handle. But the efficiency spoke is low, and the size and defensive impact spoke is lower. He was a small, gambling defender. This is a thrilling, high-usage scorer with real holes the model has to weigh honestly. Now the dominance check. Iverson was a clear scoring standout, an MVP, and his era was deep and competitive. So the competition discount is small. The catch isn't his dominance, it's the efficiency behind it. He scored a ton, but at a cost. High volume dominance against a strong league, with an asterisk the model can't ignore. Consider the world he'd move into. Iverson dominated a slow, hand-check-heavy, physical era that grabbed and bumped smaller guards relentlessly. The modern league banned hand-checking and rewards freedom of movement, a gift to a quick slasher, but it also weaponized size and switching on defense. The evolution helps his offense and challenges his defense at the same time. Step 4. Modernize the shot. Here's where his shots came from. Relentless rim attacks plus a swarm of mid-range pull-ups. A handful of those mid-range looks slide back to threes today. A small efficiency boost. But the bigger story is what modern spacing does. Fewer bodies in the paint means cleaner driving lanes for the quickest guard the league has ever seen. Projected onto a modern floor, and the picture is mixed. His rim scoring stays good, and his mid-range improves slightly with spacing, but he was never an elite shooter, so the deep efficiency stays modest. The model lifts his true shooting a few points, real, but not a transformation. He gets better, he doesn't become Steph Curry. Now the rules, his biggest tailwind. Banning hand-checking is a gift to a guard whose whole game is blowing by people. Defenders simply can't bump him off his line anymore. Freedom of movement means more drives, more fouls, more free throws. The same rule changes that boosted scoring league-wide would boost him most of all. On offense, the era loves him. Quick halftime note. If you want every legend run through this model, stick around and subscribe while you're here. It's free. Now the super advanced layer. Step 5. The super advanced layer. Here's his timeless trait, quickness. Iverson's first step and change of speed would rate near the very top of any athletic testing in any decade. He was that fast. That elite quickness is the engine that lets his game survive the move at all, and it doesn't fade across eras. The problem is the one thing testing can't fix, his height. And skill portability is genuinely split. His quickness, handle, and scoring instinct travel well, and the rules help. But his size makes him a target modern offenses would hunt relentlessly on defense. And his efficiency was never elite. The net is a good, not great portability. A thrilling scorer the modern game lifts on one end and exploits on the other. The projection. Put the eras side by side. His 31 points came on slow pace and rough efficiency. Translate forward, and the pace and rules push his scoring up, while modern spacing nudges his efficiency from poor toward merely below average. He stays a high volume star, a bit more efficient, but the size and defense issues travel right along with the points. Here's the model's projected modern Iverson, my estimate with a range. Around 28 points and 6 assists a night, with steals and slightly better efficiency on a team that would finally surround him with shooting. That's a genuine all-star and a nightly highlight, but the size and efficiency keep him just below the era-proof giants on this list. So the final verdict, how good would Iverson be in this era? The model says a dynamic, beloved all-star scorer, lifted by the modern rules and pace, but held back from the very top by his size and his efficiency. He'd still be a star, still must-watch television, just not, by the data, one of the untouchable era-proof legends. A high floor, a real ceiling cap. Where could the model be wrong? And this is the most debatable verdict yet. If you believe modern training would have turned him into a high-volume three-point shooter, his efficiency and ceiling jump, and he climbs toward the giants. And if you weight his competitive will and gravity over the size concerns, you'd rate him higher. The inputs are honest, but reasonable people will push this needle hard. So that's the model's answer. A modern Iverson is a dynamic all-star scorer. The rules would help, but the size and efficiency keep a ceiling on him. Do you think he'd be much better than that? This is the one I most want your take on. Tell me below in which legend to run next. And we are so close to 1,000 subs, so subscribe to stay up to date.